This video is an introduction to Blify Mod. Let's jump straight into it. You may be asking, what is Blify Mod? Blify Mod is a Discord moderation bot that is run by AI. Instead of relying on keywords or regex, it moderates your chat like a human moderator, reading the surrounding conversation in your server channel while understanding sarcasm, context, and intent. Here, I will go over how to set it up in your Discord server and how to get it running, including going over how certain features work, so let's get to that. We'll be using a test server to get it set up on. There are a few channels already, a rules channel, general chat, bot commands, and, well, I won't say the name of this one, but you get it. Alongside some private staff channels, including a private logs channel. But now let's invite Blify Mod and configure it. There are 3 different methods to inviting Blify Mod to your server. The first method being through Discord's app discovery program, the second being on the official website, and the third being on top.gg. It doesn't matter where you add it from, either 3 methods work. When adding at your server, always be sure to keep the listed permissions enabled. Otherwise, the bot will eventually experience issues and errors while moderating your server, as it needs the permissions to properly function. Select your server, then add it in. Boom, now you have Blify Mod in your server. The bot will send a direct message to whoever invited it, as an introduction to itself, giving you a short but simple enough guide on how to get the bot going. Though if your DMs are closed, you just won't see it, which is totally fine, because in this video, we'll explore configuring it more in depth anyway. Now, before we configure anything, there's one quick but very important step. Head to your server's role settings and drag Blify Mod's role up near the top of the list. Here's why this matters. Discord will not let the bot moderate anyone whose highest role sits above the bot's own role. So if Blify Mod is sitting at the bottom, it physically can't take action on most of your members. Move it up high, and you're good to go. One thing to note, no bot can ever moderate the server owner. That's a Discord limitation, not a Blify Mod one. Keep in mind, by default, the bot will be entirely disabled in your server. This is so you can set everything up before the bot begins moderating. To enable it, simply run /enable on the bot in any channel in your server, or go to the website. And speaking of the website, that is where I recommend you configure the bot in your Discord server with, because on the website, after logging in with your Discord account, you can go to the dashboard and configure the bot, and its settings in your server from there all in one page, rather than having to set up each setting through different application commands inside your server, which usually takes more time to do. In this video, we'll set the bot up from the website. You can enable the bot with this button. Now, here are the main settings with the bot. On the moderated channels, this is where you can select the channels you want Blify Mod to moderate. On free tier, you can select up to 3 channels to moderate. Any channel you don't list here is completely ignored. The bot doesn't read it at all. With custom rules, this is where you can add in your own server rules onto the bot through a title, and by option, a description on each rule. Now, here's something important to understand. The moment you add even a single custom rule, all of the bot's default rules switch off entirely. They don't stack. So if you start adding your own rules, make sure you list everything you want enforced, because the defaults, things like slurs, NSFW, and doxing, will no longer apply unless you re-add them. On free tier, you can add up to 5 custom rules. Before I go any further, allow me to explain what the free tier is. On the bot, you can use it for free or under a paid plan in your server. The free tier is obviously what your server will run on if you are not paying for the bot. On free tier, you have a limited number of moderated channels and custom rules, alongside a daily limit on how many messages the bot will fully judge, around 5,000 a day, plus some other benefits. But on Pro tier, you unlock up to 10 moderated channels, 20 custom rules, and a much higher daily throughput. Pro tier goes for $11.99 USD per month, while free tier doesn't require paying at all. Should I upgrade to Pro tier? Well, that depends. If the server you are configuring Blify Mod with doesn't have as much members and also isn't as active, then the free tier will probably work for you. However, if your server is more popular and has high activity, then I recommend upgrading to the Pro tier. Here is a screenshot of the perk comparisons offered between the free tier, Pro tier, and Premium tier. If you are interested in subscribing to a paid tier, then the link to do so through Patreon is in the description of this video. One quick note: if you do subscribe, the perks aren't automatic. You'll need to run the /proclaim command on each server you want them active on. For this video, I will use the free tier benefits to show you how to run the bot in your server, in case you are not paying. But anyways, back onto the bot itself. Here are some other important settings. The strictness setting is basically how lenient and strict the bot's moderation will be. The low option means it will only delete messages and issue warnings. The medium option then allows the bot to mute users if deemed necessary. The high option allows the bot to kick and ban users from your server. High mode is enabled by default, but you adjust it any way you want. One thing to keep in mind: no matter the strictness level, the offending message still gets removed. Strictness only limits how far the punishment goes against the user, not whether the message is deleted. The log channel is where Blify Mod will send out log messages of moderation actions it takes. We recommend setting this to your private staff logs channel. And a nice touch here: for timeouts and bans, each log entry comes with a one-click reverse button, so your staff can instantly undo an action if they disagree with it. And here is immunity. What this does is that you can select certain roles that are immune, and users with that immune role will not be moderated by Blify Mod. Instead, Blify Mod will ignore their messages and take no action against them. We recommend making staff roles immune to avoid moderators from being punished by Blify Mod. And you can select as many roles as you want, there is no limit. If you do not want to make roles immune, then you can make certain users immune through this setting. You will have to fetch the user ID of the member you want to be immune if you configure that setting through the website. But generally, I recommend making roles immune rather than certain users to keep it more organized. Mention scan roles is one setting that isn't very important, but the explanation for it is right here. We don't have a recommendation on what to do with this setting, other than if you only want staff to mention the bot for message scans, then select the staff roles in your server to only use the mention scan feature. The appeal link option is a link you can paste in if you have an appeals link for banned or muted users to attempt in order to revoke their punishment. This is optional and not required, but if you paste in an appeals link, the bot will always send it in the user's direct messages if they get muted or banned. Dry run mode is a way for you to test how Blify Mod judges messages without actions being taken. Let me explain. With dry run mode enabled, the bot still reads your chat, and if it detects a rule violation, it decides what your punishment would be. However, it doesn't delete the message, nor punish the user. Instead, it logs in your channel the punishment it would have handed out without actually taking action. Just make sure you've set a log channel first, otherwise you won't have anywhere to see those would-be actions. You can enable and disable dry run mode whenever you want. If you do not fully trust artificial intelligence to moderate your server, then I recommend enabling dry run mode for the first day or two to see if you approve of its judgment. So there you have it. That is the guide to setting up Blify Mod in your Discord server. However, before ending off this video, I will go over a few more important notes and information regarding Blify Mod. The only messages in your server that Blify Mod reads and moderates are messages sent in moderated channels and messages in mention scans. Message data is not used for AI training. And one heads up on mention scans. Those are limited to 1 every 5 minutes per server, so if it seems to ignore you when you spam it, that's just the cooldown. This image is a diagram of the pipeline of how messages are processed through the AI moderation. If you want to learn more information regarding this, then Blify Mod's documentation link is in the description of the video. Any other linked information regarding Blify Mod will be in the description of the video, including the official website, top.gg page, the bot's Discord support server, and Discord's app discovery page for Blify Mod. We hope this video helped you. If you have any questions, then reach out to us via the official Discord support server. Enjoy using Blify Mod.